I like Signs. I don't give a fuck. I like Signs.
Okay.
You don't like Signs?
I cannot speak on it.
You haven't seen it?
Objectively, I've seen enough.
The way you said it. USA, USA. Oh.
Were we really on T and now you?
You. Last one was Tony cut the shit.
Huh.
Yeah. So now you know who that was, don't you?
Yes, that's Jack.
I cheated a little bit. Yeah. Technically, it should have just been Ohio, but yeah.
But no, just the fact that we're recording this the week of the 4th, or airing it the week of the 4th.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize. I did not do that on purpose. That's hilarious. I don't know any other like you quotes. That's why, like I said, I even cheated a little bit for that one. So because it should have been. Yeah, no.
Say oos. You say oos.
Even if you say Uso Penitentiary is welcome to the Uso Penitentiary.
They literally just stopped Mantis to yell out oos. Or at least they used to.
Yeah, oos. Oh, okay. Anyway. Welcome once again, or for the first time for those of you all who happen to be tuning in for the first time, to the Whatever We Want podcast. For those of y'all who are wondering, oh my gosh, why are they just talking about this stuff that I don't know or care about? That's pro wrestling. We're opening every episode right now until we go around the alphabet to H with in succession, starting with the next letter of the alphabet for pro wrestling quotes. So one Hacksaw Jim Duggan with his 2x4 and his twisted mouth and his thumbs up. There you go. But yes, this is the Whatever We Want podcast. And I am one of your hosts. And I am known as Superjaz, SJ.
Superjaz.
You all right over there?
Does it look like my arms are different colors?
I guess slightly, but bro, you have a light on you. That's why. One of them is more in the light than the other one. It's going to reflect back differently from the camera. Yeah, dumb mother. Anyway, like, what the fuck? Anyway, like I said, I am one of your hosts. I go by the name of Superjaz Jazz.
Superjaz. There we go. I did it correctly.
As nature intended. Superjaz, Jazz, SJ, JT, whatever you want, what have you, in the like. And I am joined, as always, with the other host of the show.
Y'all know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent, big ugly himself, Omari Ellis, feogrande on YouTube, sometimes referred to as Pete on this show. And I'm doing good too.
And yes, as I said, this is the Whatever We Want podcast, where we do just that. We talk about whatever we want. We do not lead this conversation. This conversation leads us, and we let these chips fall where they may.
Every Wednesday.
Or we might let these combos fall where they may.
Every Wednesday? What?
Or we might let these we might let these Cracker Jacks fall where they may.
Every Wednesday, I see. You're talking about food. Okay.
Or we might, I'm trying to think of more chip-like things and I can't. or we might let these pretzels fall where they may.
Every Wednesday.
Or we might let these Pop-Tart bites fall where they may.
It's every Wednesday. It's not even chips now. It's like...
Well, no, it's chip-like things.
Chips-like things?
chip-like things.
Pop-Tart bites?
Pop-Tart bites? You've never heard of a fucking Pop-Tart bite?
I wouldn't say it's like a chip.
It's chip-ish. Comes out of a bag, has a crunch to it. It's not straight candy. It's not a pastry.
Fair. Sure.
Now what the fuck are you looking at?
I'm looking at how pale I seem to be compared to normal.
You have a fucking light.
Yeah, but that should bring out the color, not wash it out. That's all I'm saying.
See this? You do that like you just did. Pull it back slow. Oh shit.
Look, sometimes I get lost in my own eyes, alright?
You dip it low, pick it up slow, roll it around, then you something when your back go pop that thing, whatever that shit was. You know what song I'm talking about. I think
it's better.
You know what song I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, like I said, we let these chips fall where they may. We don't lead this conversation. We let the conversation lead us. Unless we do what we do every now and then, but we have a guided episode and we actually have a bit more structure to this non-structure. And I don't always tell you when I do that, which is pretty much every time I decide to. But I had an idea for, look at your face. You're like, where's the motherfucker going with this shit? I had an idea to do another guided episode. And I was thinking, it might be a little fun. What if we discuss, I tried to find more. Couldn't find that many. Hopefully this like fucking shit isn't dead in the water the second it starts. But I was looking on websites and trying to find a collection of some of the movies that they say changed cinema forever.
All right.
And I thought that might be a fun podcast to look at some of the movies that have been selected on the websites that I could find talking about them, the description as to why they say they changed cinema, and then just talk and discuss and whatnot.
That might actually be, why not? Might help me find some movies I may or may not have seen. And I know Bill, much like Ocast director and Bob the Tomato, and I think it was the Hoffmeister and some other people in the chat, in the comments. Bill, who I do my other show with, he and I have been trading movies. So, another idea of like what movies two of us haven't seen and stuff. So, hey, why not? Helps me multitask.
Go watch. For those of y'all who don't.
By the way, shout outs to all the viewers.
All right. But go watch This Guy Hasn't Seen on the feogrande channel, which is this dude's personal channel with other friend of ours, more so friend of his, but friend of ours on there. Anyway, where they discuss movies that the other one hasn't seen, depending on who picked. All right, so I actually knew this, the first movie to kick it off, but Toy Story changed the game, changed cinema. You know why?
The CGI and all that shit?
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, you're going to be more like, it just had,
it was one of the main, pioneers of that style to do that shit. Like, what do you mean?
It was the first all CGI movie.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know it was the or one of the, but yes, I knew it was the first one that was that fucking big.
It was the first all CGI movie, and apparently when it first came out, a lot of people thought that it was a huge ass fucking risk. Too expensive, would nobody watch it, all that shit or whatever. And then of course you find out that, all these years later it's a fucking franchise. And Toy Story 3 is one of 3 animated movies to get nominated for Best Picture.
It's the other two, Beauty and the Beast and...
You're never going to guess it. I know it off the top of my head because I looked it up one day a few years ago.
I know Beauty and the Beast isn't actually. It had something else.
No, it was Beauty and the Beast. I think you're right. It was Beauty and the Beast.
Wait, I thought Beauty and the Beast had some CGI in it. Oh, no, you said completely CGI.
Yeah, no, it was the first all CGI movie, which is funny that they thought it was a risk. And now that if you fucking do a movie that's like hand-drawn or regular animation, it's like, oh, shit, all regular animated movie? Mm-hmm. This is unheard of. Oh. But before they did it,
I don't know what the third one is.
You'll never guess. You
No.
want to take a guess? You want to take a guess?
The Black Cauldron. I don't fucking know.
What the? That wasn't a. I've never seen that. But have you seen that movie?
No.
Me either.
It exists. I just ain't
I know
it.
it exists. I know it's. I know you didn't.
I'm pretty sure it's a blue.
I know you didn't just.
Oh no, Fantasia. Was it Fantasia?
That honestly would have been a. That's a great guess, but it's not the case.
Okay.
It's up.
Okay.
And there's no way that you would guess that because. And I don't want to hate on Up. I don't want to hate on Up. But I guess by proxy, I'm about to hate on Up. Up is a good movie. Up is a damn good movie. Up is not worth being nominated for Best Picture.
I mean, neither was fucking Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast was more worthy of Best Picture nom than Up.
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Have you seen Up?
No. So I have. No, I haven't.
What the fuck were you about to say? You don't want to say it? I'm not gonna pull it out of you.
No, I'll tell you later.
It must be some really inappropriate shit.
Not necessarily inappropriate, just a little too personal.
Ah, okay. I thought you were gonna be like, so I have a woman tied up in my basement. No, I'm joking. I don't know why my mind went there.
What does that have to do with Up?
FBI, open up!
You should get the door.
right. They're coming from me.
You should get the door.
I'm afraid who's on the other side. Oh shit. Oh man. But I remember, didn't me, you, my brother, Ibn, my brother for y'all who don't know, but me, you, my brother, and my mom saw the first Toy Story together.
When did the first Toy Story come out?
95. No, I didn't know you in 95.
I was about to say, probably not.
We saw Toy Story 2 together. That's what.
Okay, I'm about to say I was a little kid when Toy Story came out,
and I was a littler kid. No, me, my mom, and my brother saw every Toy Story in the theaters together except for 4 because
Forky. With Forky.
Yeah, Forky. Which I thought it was creative that they even had like you can create a toy and it's a toy sentient now. That was nice. But no, Toy Story 4 we didn't see in theaters together because my brother was doing the trucking at the time and wasn't around, and it was just schedules coordinating were too much. But we saw Toy Story 2 together.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And then you said that Toy Story Soy Tori is I feel like I said, but you said Toy Story 2 made you subsequently not want to see Toy Story 3, which is like saddening. But
yeah, I've seen a lot of 3 by now. I get the gist.
I think the order of the best out of the 4. I hate to like take iconic shit and not make it number 1, but I think the order of like worst to best goes 2, 4, 1, 3. So
fair. You said worst to best. Based off of what I've seen / what I know of things, I would probably agree with you. 2, 4, 1, 3. I remember not liking 2.
2 is not a bad movie. It's just the weakest.
Like if anything, I'd put if I changed anything, I'd probably put 2 above 4 because I at least wanted to see 2 when it came out, and I haven't even bothered wanting to see 4, nor do I plan on it. Especially since it should have gotten closure with the fucking 3rd movie.
The way they ended it, I was like, y'all left the door open ever so slightly to continue this, but this is over. We don't need to continue this yet.
Artistically, I understand why people would rank 3 above 1 because it's a lot more sad, and people like being sad, and they always say it's a better movie if it's sad. So I get that's why I'm like, I'll do that. I'll say it's a better film because you get the whole sad thing of spoilers.
Spoiler alert for a lot of fucking movies if y'all can't tell by this episode.
Spoilers, motherfucker. There's your spoiler alert. He gives away his toys at the end.
Right.
And so I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's the end of the era. He's going to college. He grew up. He was too old for the toys.
Right, which is very
fitting. You know what I mean?
Well, another thing too, though, was not just the sadness and all that, but at the time, a lot of us had grown up with Toy Story. So when we saw Toy Story 3 and Andy was going to college, a lot of people could relate because a lot of people were going to college or starting adulthood. So that's
exactly. It reminded them that life's about to suck now, and it has since. And that is sad, and people like that.
Oh shit. Well, anyway, the next movie that I have not heard of, but I will at least talk about it for a second. I doubt you've heard of it either. It came out in 1896, first off. It was a short French film. It's called The Haunted Castle, or La Manoir du Diable. Some shit like that, I guess. I pronounced that wrong as fuck, I know. But they say that this silent film starring the devil himself paved the way for scares that would make the horror genre one of cinema's most enduring conventions. So they say that this gets credit for being the first ever horror film and like starting the tropes of horror in the cinema as we basically know it. Huh. And it apparently starred the fucking devil himself.
I mean, you want people to be scared, guaranteed, especially back then. Devil's about the most scary thing you can do.
No shit. Oh, man. I guess we don't have too much to say about that.
No, I've never fucking heard of Manoir du Diable.
Wait, what's it called?
Manoir du Diablo or whatever the fuck you said?
That's not what it's called. Let me go back to it because I was looking for some other shit, but let me go back so I get this shit. La Manoir du Diable.
Yeah.
Manoir
du Diablo.
Manoir. No, it's not what that is. Oh shit.
Wait, Manoir el Diablo?
Manoir
du Diablo. So
Diablo, not Diablo, because Diablo.
But Diablo, same fucking thing.
Yeah,
Manoir del Diablo, devil shit. Oh, he's up to some devil shit, and that's pretty fucking scary. I'm sorry. It's probably a fantastic movie, considering it established horror as we know it. But I have no idea what it is.
Speaking of Fantasia, fucking, they got that one part. I still need to see it. They got that one part in there where, like, apparently shit gets real, and literally the fucking devil comes out and wreaks havoc over shit in that fucking movie. So,
I'm the devil. I can do what I want.
I haven't seen the movie, but apparently that movie Devil by M. Night Shyamalan sucks a whole lot of ass.
It's by M. Night Shyamalan, and 90% of his movies are not good.
The only two movies that I know of the man that I wanted to see and actually saw and enjoyed was obviously The Sixth Sense. That made the man's career. And then I like Signs. I don't give a fuck. I like Signs.
Okay.
You don't like Signs?
I cannot speak on it.
You haven't seen it?
Objectively, I've seen enough.
The way you said it.
I know, like, the thing with M. Night Shyamalan movies is they're all built around twists and stuff. And if you don't know the twist going in, you don't have if you know the twist going in, it's not nearly as enjoyable as it being revealed.
What, Signs?
I'm talking about Signs. I'm talking about Sixth Sense. I don't remember if Unbreakable had a twist to it, but The Village was just garbage.
Yeah, I remember me and Ibn were watching The Village for a minute around the time it came out, and the whole time we were watching it, it was boring and boring and boring and boring and boring. And then we just said, "Fuck it." We asked our mom later on, like, what happens in it, and she told us the twist, and we were like, "That's it."
Well, I remember in high school or somewhere between high school and college, myself and my usual cast of characters that I hung around with in high school, Bob the Tomato, Larry, Niz and Dunk or whatever. We decided one day we were going to go movie hopping at the movie theater. And the first movie we bought, we were gonna try to buy Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle because we were target demographic for that movie. But I forgot my ID at home. We were of age, but I'm the kind of guy that got carded after age 30 to see Terminator 2.
Not Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Where the fuck were you going when they were playing Terminator?
A limited run a few years ago.
Okay.
It was a limited run. Like, hey, see, if you never got to see Terminator in theaters, come watch this. My buddy Fluffles, Terminator is like one of his favorite things ever. So obviously we were gonna go see it. And I was the only person in the group that went then that got carded.
Oh shit!
To see a rated R movie. After I had turned 30.
Holy shit.
So
after you were at least 13 years older than the age that you would need to be.
Exactly. I'm like, I know, and people, take the compliment. I know I look younger than I am. I don't look 16.
No.
Exactly.
No.
So,
I don't look 16.
But either way, because I didn't have my ID and The Village was rated PG-13, we watched that first.
Okay.
And we were all disappointed.
No shit.
We then watched Collateral.
That was good.
That was good. And at the end, at the end credits, I'm like, wait, that was Tom Cruise? Wasn't the brightest knife in the drawer.
I was about to say, he don't look that different. Am I tripping?
He looked familiar, but I could not put a name on him.
He just had white hair.
For the whole movie. I'm like, I know I've seen this dude some fucking where. It didn't help that I had not heard of Collateral before that day. I had not seen a single trailer. I had not heard anyone mention, hey, Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx are doing a movie together.
That was honestly a great movie.
So and then we saw Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, and then we left to go to White Castle. Because that movie really works well as an advertisement.
Did y'all indulge in some reasons to go to White Castles according to
We were hungry.
I'm about to say, you don't have to answer the question the way I'm setting it up.
We were hungry.
Being stupid.
I had not done anything like that at that age. I think I was 20 by the time I had tried it.
Okay.
The reefer people.
I would hope everybody knows what the fuck I'm alluding to.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to say it. I wanted to say it aggressively angry, like I'm actually obsessed.
Like, I would hope everybody would know what the fuck I'm alluding to. Like, no shit. Gee, Harold Kumar White.
No, high school. I was a bit more on the quote unquote straight edge side of things. More, and not necessarily because that's the devil. It's scary. More so, nigga, you'll die. I was very extra cautious about things that had the slightest chance of killing me. Anyway, what's the next movie that chased the game?
The chase, I don't get
that
it.
Changed the game.
Oh, I thought you said the chase, and they started laughing like it was a funny joke. I was like, I missed it. But
this
anyway.
is because it's supposed to be more of a guided episode.
You don't want to go off
too much.
I got you. Well, all I was gonna say before we go to that again was, Sixth Sense fucking classic made the man's career. Everybody shits on Signs, but most of the people that shitted on the movie Signs heard about a lot of people did see the movie and think it was stupid after, but some people shitted on the twist after they fucking heard the twist before they saw the movie. You see the movie,
yes.
And The twist. If you know the twist of any movie before you see it, it's not gonna be as good.
Jazz, are you allergic
Anyway,
to anything?
like seasonal allergies, but other than that, no.
All right. So let's say you are highly
This analogy
allergic.
is not gonna work. Go ahead. I don't know where you're
Deathly.
going.
Let's say you're deathly allergic to pollen, and you find a planet
I would have to leave St.
that
Louis.
is, and you find a planet that is 75% pollen, and you go, this will be a good place to live. No, it just doesn't make sense. These things get killed by water, and they attack a planet that is 75% water.
This is the thing, though, right? What's the supposed factor that, yeah, okay, they had the intelligence and technology to go, on intergalactic travel, but what's the possibility that they never heard of fucking Earth? And they just happened to land here and we're like, oh shit, we fucked up.
If
what's the
water is
possibility?
going to kill you, the Earth is okay. Looking from space, this planet is 75% blue.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying too. Listen to this. What if there's something on another planet that kills humans called Sploktar, but we don't know what the fuck Sploktar is, and then we get to some far off planet and we're like, oh, this fucking shit is killing me. What if they did not have water? And then they came here and they were like, oh shit, this clear liquid fucks me up.
If they were smart enough,
what if they did not?
If they were smart enough to build technology and come here, they would know what they needed to do. If they thought they could walk around Earth harmlessly, they wouldn't. Didn't they have like suits and stuff on?
No.
No. So you think? Well, they still should have died a lot earlier. Water is literally everywhere. You shouldn't just need to spill water on something.
And they landed in a fucking cornfield. So water's everywhere.
Water's in the goddamn atmosphere. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'll put it this way. To your point, the world's twist where, they caught a cold and died.
That was kind of like I like the
that made slightly more sense because you can't see bacteria.
Touche.
That made more sense than the science thing. But the fact that you attack a planet that's 75% water when you're supposed to be this higher being of intelligence, way more intelligence than us human beings, who are stupid because we can't do this light speed travel. So compared to them, yeah, sure.
We are dumber than we want to admit humans are in general, period, yes.
Yeah, we're not a good species. We're a very subpar species.
But all I'm getting at, and again, I'm with you now because we are going a little too far off, but all I'm getting at is, everybody says, why would you go to a place? You can't defend yourself from something if you've never heard of it. And it's possible they didn't know water killed them because on their home planet, maybe there was never such a thing.
Okay. I'm sorry. Genius.
I can't.
Good job, M. Night Shyamalan. That was the best twist ever.
Fucking geniuses.
Yes.
Stephen Hawking, Bill Gates level of intelligence.
Stephen Hawking, Bill Gates ain't that fucking smart compared to these aliens because they ain't make no fucking intergalactic speed travel.
That's not it, yo. But no, listen to what I'm saying. People who have Bill Gates, Stephen Hawking level of intelligence, rest in peace to Stephen Hawking. Bill Gates, Stephen Hawking level of intelligence, even smarter than them. Whoever we are, however much of a survivalist type of human you are, you cannot prepare for what you've never heard of.
I hear you.
They never heard of water. That's why water could have killed them.
Sure. It was actually a genius twist. I'm sorry, M. Night Shyamalan. Where's your Oscar for science? I haven't watched the rest of the movie, so I can't take apart anything else wrong with it. I just know that always sounded stupid to me.
It always what to you?
Sounded stupid to me.
That one word sounded. There you go. Exactly. Anybody who knows a twist of a movie before you actually watch it, the movie's not going to be as good, no matter how good or stupid it is.
I thought you were trying to call me stupid because I used the word sounded. And I
No,
was like, I'm pretty
you
sure
use the
sounded is a
word
word.
appropriate. You use the word
I'm like, I'm
appropriate.
pretty sure sounded is a word.
I'm just making a point that
Yeah.
having heard the twist without watching the movie and being like, oh shit, it's not gonna be as good. It's just not.
And I said that early on.
You did. So I'm just bringing that up.
I told you that's why I don't watch a lot of M. Night Shyamalan's, because I don't watch The Sixth Sense because, okay, oh, cool, Bruce Willis was dead the whole time.
See, now that movie's amazing, but it's been ruined for you.
Yeah.
That movie's consensusly amazing, not just Jazz.
Unbreakable's a classic. Haven't seen Glass or Beast or Split or whatever the fuck it's called. The other movie set in the Unbreakable verse. Lady in the Water. No. Old. No.
Old was so fucking dumb.
Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Well, take Avatar off because Avatar is James Cameron.
Well, that's why I had to include The Last Airbender.
You know, I'm being
yeah.
Speaking of James Cameron, another movie that changed cinema forever, or the landscape, so to speak. James Cameron had a movie. James Cameron beat his fucking record, this man, but he had the first movie to ever hit $1 billion in the box office.
Titanic.
Or was it? Yeah, Titanic. Was it the box office? Let me make sure and check. Was it the box office or was it just hit $1 billion in general? Let's see. I lost the shit. It was, yeah. Hollywood benchmark. Titanic would be the first to earn $1 billion at the box office. Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure I've stated it on here before, but I don't like Titanic.
I was too young to fully grasp and understand Titanic when it came out, and I haven't really gone back to watch it since.
I'm not a big romance story person anyway. But you like Aladdin. And yet there's other stuff to that movie. But yes, sure. I'm not saying that, if a movie has romance in it, I don't like it. I wouldn't be able to watch anything ever. But, I'm not big on, that's the whole point. No, if I'm watching a movie called Titanic, I'm watching it to see a boat sink. And I don't want to wait 4 hours to watch this boat sink.
And
so I didn't.
3.5 hours, some shit like that, yeah.
Rather watch the one with the rapping dog. And that's a terrible one, too.
I don't know about that one.
It's an animated version of Titanic.
I mean, I don't know about that one as in, I don't know
party
about it. Watch it. I know what you're talking about.
Party time.
I know what you're talking about.
Everybody looking fine because it's party time. Party time.
I get what you mean, though, as far as, like, the romance thing about it, from what I remember and shit. And...
Also, they fuck in a car, and that's the other reason that people liked it. Yay, they fucked in a car, and they loved each other so much that she let him die in the water. And
then the iconic, draw me like one of your French girls, which I remember seeing in the theater with my brother, and my mom told us, turn away and shit when that happened. Like moms do to young kids. And I very much was not 10, so I get it. But no, I get it. They had to have some linear plot, I guess they felt like, with some level of conflict and shit to make it more than just a fucking geographic documentary or historical documentary about let's watch this fucking boat sink and actually make it some level of historical fiction. I get it, okay. And they wanted to have something that was more palatable to hit like all ages, so to speak. But there's also that level of the cliche of, oh no, I'm so wealthy, I'm just a commoner, but we found love. I get it. No, I get why that would turn a motherfucker off. Like, that's cliched as fuck. Like,
cliched and unrealistic. It's just
I think I also read somewhere else too. This isn't in the thing I'm looking at right now, but I think they also said too that movie showed because Leo DiCaprio's name hadn't had a lot of weight yet. I think this was one of the movies that really started to kick that into high gear.
Well, I mean, it established him as the teen heartthrob.
and also showed that he could be like a serious leading man too.
Well, he
And
hadn't done much before that, had he?
What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Romeo and Juliet, what did they
Oh,
modernized?
Romeo and Juliet was before Titanic?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay.
he was much younger in that one. Well, not much younger, but younger. He was
I
much
would say
younger
he's
when
a
he
fucking
was great.
teenager in fucking Titanic.
He should have fucking got some level. I don't know if he did or if he didn't. I don't think he did, but he should have got some level of like nomination or some shit. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? That movie is incredible. Um, and then they parodied that shit on an episode of American Dad, I think it was, with like some fucking gophers in the back of the truck or some shit.
I have
But
no idea.
now Leo DiCaprio plays. You've heard of the movie, yeah?
Yes.
Leo DiCaprio.
Haven't seen it.
He plays a mentally challenged younger brother of Johnny Depp, and they have a severely overweight mom, and Johnny Depp being the oldest man in the house. He's like 18 at the time, but him being the oldest man in the house, and they kind of live like in a rural area and shit. But him being the oldest one in the house, he has to kind of take care of all of them, and it's just about him like coming of age, but also he has to take care of, like all this shit. So it's like he's got to be a man early.
Yeah.
He's still trying to, be a kid, even though he's 18. It was good, man. The fucking ending of What's Eating Gilbert Grape, amazing. Anyway, Leo should have got nominated for that. But Leo, we all know Leo should have got nominated for an Oscar. That was his whole thing until the Revenant. But I read somewhere else too. What I was getting at was they also said that Titanic was the first one to hit $1 billion at the box office, and it showed because since Leo's name didn't hold weight yet, Kate Blanchett's name didn't hold weight yet. It showed that you didn't necessarily need huge stars to do so, to like have big movies.
No, just hot ones.
I mean, it don't hurt.
I mean, that definitely is something that they go with sometimes. Like, obviously, Ryan Reynolds and The Rock and Gal Gadot are huge stars, but they're also just three random hot people. And they're like, let's just put them in a movie. Make sure you have a jungle scene because The Rock's there. And you get Red Notice.
I was just about to say, Red Notice was a fun movie, though. But it was fun. It definitely wasn't no huge blockbuster level, but it was a fun movie. Speaking of blockbuster, Jaws changed cinema back in the day. Huh?
Yeah. Practical effects and the way to go with the fucking shark and shit.
No, Jaws changed cinema because Jaws was it pretty much coined they coined the term box office from Jaws.
Ah, okay.
They said that Jaws was the first like big movie to have huge success, that much huge success in a movie. And they said that people would line up around the block to wait in line just to see this fucking movie, which is where the term blockbuster came from. Yeah, I read that somewhere, yeah. So Jaws changed cinema because it showed it. Well, and it started the summer blockbuster because before Jaws, big budget films were released gradually and usually in the winter.
Well, yeah.
Its success created a new kind of film intended for global audience and marketed as an event. The very reason why we look forward to summer movies is down to Steven Spielberg, according to this film. So it was like Jaws started because Jaws had such big success when it came out around the summertime, massive, huge success in '75 when it came out, that Jaws, first of all, coined the term blockbuster, but also started them trying to have big movies in the summertime, which is funny that they never did that beforehand because the summer is the time where most of the workforce, or at least half of the workforce in America, got way more free time. School being out, shit like that. Offices either closed or not, working as, consistently. Like you would think they'd be like, so let's release some movies that are huge that a motherfucker will want to see because they got more time to do shit and they want to get out the house.
Yeah.
You would think that that's what they would do. Oh, excuse me. You ever heard of the movie The Jazz Singer?
Yes, it's the first sound movie, or
Oh,
first
look at
with
you.
words
Oh shit.
or
Okay.
vocals. Yeah.
It was also in a time where blackface was prevalent as shit. So, but I'm not gonna go down that road because we know what's up with that. But no, yeah, it was the first. It was the first movie to have sound in it, and apparently, a lot of people, including one Charlie Chaplin, thought that sound in movies was gonna be a fad. They thought this sound was just like a gimmick,
Yeah.
and yeah, a lot of people around the time they said they thought sound was just like a gimmick,
Yeah.
and they thought it
I'm
was
not
like
surprised. I had heard that before too because of Singing in the Rain.
what
Like
about
they
singing?
actually kind of covered that. In have you not seen Singing in the Rain?
I've not seen the movie. You can tell me this. I don't care.
It's pretty much. It was one of the first, I think, in color like musical type things,
Okay.
and in it covers like an actor having to deal with the fact that his music and his movie industry is transferring over to sound. Like there's a scene with the
Oh shit.
guy that's like, "This is a talking picture. I am talking like this, but this is my audio is recorded in another room, and so and so, so and so. But it looks like I'm talking on the camera." And then they're like, "Oh yeah, they got this thing called the Jazz Singer. It's not gonna be good. It's gonna be stupid." Then it was, "Oh my god, I'm successful. We gotta switch to it too." And plot ensues. It's actually a real fun movie. It's an old
Mm-hmm.
movie, but it's a fun movie. It's one of
Well, I know.
it
Yeah,
is definitely. Why do I never think of that when I list my favorite musicals? Because I definitely love it.
Singing in the Rain.
Hmm.
Is that the one? That's not. That's the King and I. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain.
Yeah, that's the King. I don't know if it's the King and I, but it ain't Singing
It's
in the
not Singing
Rain.
in the Rain.
Singing in the Rain has the iconic song "Singing in
Singing.
the Rain."
No, but I was. You said that like I'm a dumbass.
Well, I mean, you're talking about the rain in Spain falls in Maine with pain.
I was trying to come up with other songs that weren't so fucking obvious. You asshole son of a bitch.
Good morning is a common one. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. We talked the whole night through. Good morning.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to find
Good
other
morning.
songs.
Well,
Besides
you know, the
Jack
one
Rain.
song you used involved the word rain as your go-to example of a song from Singing in the Rain. I'm gonna go. No, the iconic song is that one.
I
Also,
think
you
the
ain't
rain-
seen the movie? How did you know? No, I'm kidding. No, okay.
I think the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain is the King and I. I think so.
Fair.
What other songs do they have in Singing in the Rain that I might know besides those two? Because I know those two.
Make them laugh.
Make them laugh.
Make them laugh.
Is that when he
Don't
runs
you
up
know
the side of the
everyone
shit,
wants
the
to
backflip,
laugh. Yep.
and then the like house falls and the window clears them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Buster Keaton.
Donald Connor or something like that. Oh God, I hate not knowing his name. It's not Buster Keaton.
Okay,
Cosmo Brown is the character's name.
right. I that's neither here nor I didn't know that shit. They asked me a million questions, I would have got it wrong if that was it.
Let's see.
Or it could have let me answer a million times and I would have got it wrong, I should say.
Cosmo Brown.
Trying to look it up now.
Trying to see what the guy's name. Donald O'Connor. Yeah,
Donald O'Connor. Okay.
I said
Sounds
Don
fun.
O'Connor or Don. Yeah, like Don O'Connor.
It sounded like you were about to say John at first, and I was like, the fuck?
Donald O'Connor. Yeah. Don Lockwood is the name of the main character, played by Gene Kelly.
That I was thinking, see, now I said Buster Keaton, but it was another iconic singer slash actor slash dancer from that era, Gene Kelly. Okay. I was thinking Buster Keaton, but it was another person along the same vein around that era. Okay. We talked about Toy Story.
Yes.
Do you know? I didn't know this shit. Do you know what the first animated feature film was? Period.
Was it
I didn't know
Snow
that.
White? Was it?
Holy shit! Yeah.
I thought so.
Holy shit!
Disney starts a lot of their fucking things when they want to, like, jack off and be like, look how great we are. They're like, it all began with Snow White. Hi ho! When Disney came out to the main thing. Hi ho, hi ho.
Oh yeah, the dude with the voice on the
go.
documentaries and shit.
Yes, and now we're opening the Disney Vault just for you. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of missed the Disney Vault just because I thought it was so silly and manipulative of a marketing idea. We're opening our Disney Vault to bring back this movie for a limited run on DVD and stuff, so get it, or else we'll put it back in the Disney Vault and won't sell it for like 5 more years.
I thought you were talking about back when they used to do like the or like the old Disney stuff on the Disney Channel where they used to play the old Donald Duck and Mickey and whatever cartoons from like the 50s and 60s and shit. That's what I thought you were talking about. But no,
I knew it was Snow White though.
You did know that?
Yeah.
I did not expect you to know that. I did not fucking know that. But isn't that crazy that Disney had, in 1937, Disney had the first animated feature film. And then in 1995, was that 95, 60, 58 years later, they had the first computer animated feature film.
Technically it was Pixar, but
It's Disney Pixar, bitch.
Now.
But no, you're right. Huh?
I said now. But more so, I'm not surprised by that because there's a reason they have a monopoly on everything. They made sure they were the front runners in pioneering a lot of these things, and a lot of people just would rather follow the model of the bigger name doing something and succeeding than going off on the risk and failing or risk failure when they can't take the hit. So you let a big company like Disney go out on that risk, especially if you think it's too expensive. And like with the CG thing, you said like a lot of people like that's too expensive to try and make a movie out of. Who else would have the money except for someone like Disney who's like that? Now, way back in the day, we all know Walt was up to some shady shit with how he got his empire off the ground because everybody was. And I'm not saying it was right. I'm just saying it's the truth. But yeah, so it's cool that Disney was able to do that.
Crazy.
But explains why they are where they are now.
Well, I mean, they are where they are now because Walt Disney had his head cryogenically frozen. So, no, you have heard that rumor, right? That the man had his head cryogenically frozen.
I already got his whole body frozen.
Oh, I thought it was just his head, but I think it might be his whole body. That he had his whole shit. He has the money. Shit. Speaking of, shout out to that First Sunday Wrestling podcast that just dropped, earlier this week before this one. No, I was just gonna say, speaking of hush money, Disney has enough money he had it even then to tell everybody to shut the fuck up if he did do some weird shit like that. That's all I was gonna say. But no, and that was just a slick plug for First Sunday Wrestling for all our wrestling fans or non-wrestling fans who care to hear us talk some more.
I was like, how the hell did we move on to that topic?
Let me finish. There's a through line. You gotta let me get there. Anyway, what did I say earlier in this episode where I said some shit? You were like, "What the fuck?" I forget. I'm gonna have to listen back, but that's fine. Anyway, or that one podcast I did a little bit ago where I was talking about my teeth, and then halfway through I forgot where I was going in the middle of saying it. I still laugh at that. Anyway, do you know why Who Framed Roger Rabbit was so iconic? And change the game, and it may not be for the reason you think.
So if it's not for the reason you think, it's got nothing to do with the fucking people on screen with the animated characters.
That was not necessarily the first movie to do that. There were other movies that did that, like Mary Poppins, Three Caballeros, other shit like that. Which all happened to be Disney.
Was it Disney and Warner Brothers working together?
You on a roll, yeah.
Okay.
They said that Mickey Mouse sharing the screen for the first and only time with Bugs Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
The collaboration was an early example of crossovers that would be reflected in the superhero-heavy films of today. I don't know if that is necessarily a fair comparison because Marvel has not done shit with DC.
Right. I'm about to say, no, these superhero crossover movies are all within the same companies. That's like seeing fucking Snow White and Sleeping Beauty, like, team up to fight Maleficent and the Wicked Witch, or
Right.
whatever the villain of Snow White is.
Right. Now, if you had fucking Goku and Naruto do something, that would be like, oh shit.
I'm sure there's an episode out there.
There probably is.
It's definitely episodes of One Piece where Goku shows up as a filler.
Really?
Yeah, there's filler episodes of One Piece with Dragon Ball characters.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's random filler. That's like a random special. Luffy and Goku, they go on a fucking adventure.
Are they worth anything?
Do you like both characters or people from both series? Watch it. I'm saying that's all it is. It's not, like I said, it's completely filler. It doesn't actually, like, it's not in the manga and stuff, has no impact on the story, so it's literally just there for fan service of being like, oh, Goku and Luffy are on screen together.
I'm just sad to hear if it's a letdown, if it is a letdown.
I don't know about letdown. I don't expect a lot when I know something's pointless to begin with. So it's harder for me to be let down. Did I see Goku and Goku and Naruto on the same screen? Cool. Oh, Goku and Naruto also cross over a lot in video games.
Okay.
Sage Mode Goku's a thing.
I don't know enough.
So Sage Mode's a thing that happens later. One of Naruto's later power-ups. But there's a Dragon Ball game where Goku has an outfit where he's dressed like Naruto, and when he does a Kamehameha, he does the hand signs before doing it. He's like Kamehameha. And there's also a Naruto game where Naruto does like Goku type shit and dresses like Goku.
So what the fuck is that, a burning attack?
No, Kamehameha.
I
know.
I would say you ain't gotta say like I'm being serious and like I'm a straight jackface. You're being a jackface. Stop being a jackface, dude. Why are you being a jackface? Why are you being a jackface?
Who says jackface?
Jazz, motherfucker. With one Z, not the music. Why are you being a jackface? What I used to say for a minute, I need to bring back, was I used to say if people were being stupid, they were being an ass jacket.
I remember ass jacket.
So you didn't think ass jacket was that bad?
Well, I've at least heard it before today.
Did you think ass jacket? did you think ass jacket was suitable?
I'm a kind of guy that calls someone a dick wagon.
So then what's wrong with jackface?
It's just different. That's all. I said, who says jackface? And then you said jazz, and then you kept talking.
So I should have shut up and let you make your case? Is that
I
what
know,
you're saying?
it's more like jazz. I'm like, okay. Meanwhile, next movie that's that changed the game. Nothing's wrong with jackface. Where'd you hear jackface?
Fucking with you. It's now. If it sounds like I'm taking it serious, more serious than I am, I'm not taking that serious. Okay. The Night of the Living Dead, 1968. George A. Romero. I have not seen the movie, but I have honestly heard good things about the movie that is considered a classic.
I mean, it's the zombie movie blueprint.
You know more shit about this stuff than I thought you would. That's how it changed the game.
Yeah.
Because they said that before this movie, zombies were considered like very fucking like different. And then after this movie came out, it basically, like you said, gave the blueprint to movies going forward about zombie and zombie-like things and like the characteristics of zombies and all that shit, all the tropes. You know, you bite somebody and you convert them. You walk very slowly. You're not too bright. All that type shit. Taste for brains, whatever the fuck.
It's funny that I know a lot of these things, but have not seen the movies. Except for like Snow White, I have seen that. But Not a fan.
Oh, you saw the first Toy Story.
Well, yes, I was target demographic when it came out.
But you're like, except for Snow White. And then I say Toy Story.
Well, that's also Toy Story was only like what 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's recent. Snow White was 1937. To be like, what's the first feature film for animation? More than 50 years before either of us was born.
You see me like looking, like be like, okay.
Nigga, you ain't know about Snow White. You knew about Toy Story.
Didn't know about Snow White being the first feature-length film?
Yeah.
Feature-length animated film?
Yeah.
You
said it yourself. Yeah.
But I mean, motherfucker, I haven't seen, but I could tell you which movies won the big four at the Oscars. It was 3 of those. Just because I know that shit doesn't mean like, oh, I'm gonna see it or have seen it or whatever. It's 4 movies that won the big four at the Oscars, like, best actor, best actress, best director, best screenplay.
Oh shit, I don't know that. I try not to watch movies that win best film at the Oscars.
A lot of those are gems and nothing that people see. But I will say too, a lot of those are movies that basically is Hollywood's way of jacking off to Hollywood. I will say that they are good movies, but it's Hollywood being like, oh, look how artistic we are. It's true. I like them, but that's all they are. But no, the movies that won the big four: Silence of the Lambs in '91, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in '70 something, and then It Happened One Night, which is a black and white movie in 1930 or 40 or whatever. You ever seen the old Looney Tunes trope of Daffy trying to hail a cab and he pulls his leg up and it's like a sexy woman's leg? The woman does that, and It Happened One Night, and they parodied it in cartoons. That's where it came from. But just because
that's a common reference too.
Just because I know that doesn't mean like, oh, I have or haven't seen the movies, motherfucker. Anyway, so
you haven't seen Silence of the Lambs?
I have seen Silence of the Lambs.
Oh,
I haven't seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or It Happened One Night.
You haven't seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
The Jack Nicholson one. I haven't seen any of them, but no.
Oh, was there one before the Jack Nicholson one?
I feel
like when I hear One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, I think Jack Nicholson.
I may have misspoke. There may only be one, honestly.
Oh, okay.
It was a play first. I've seen the play.
Gotcha.
But I haven't seen the actual movie, no. I heard Jack Nicholson was on fire in that movie though, but I haven't seen it. And I definitely haven't seen It Happen One Night. But yeah, no. Anyway.
It's a classic.
Guess what changed cinema forever in 1878?
Movies in general?
Horse in motion. Horse in motion.
Horse in motion. Oh, yeah. Nope. Put that in his trailer.
Oh, really?
One of the first, yeah, because Nope is like, the first film is 1878. It was a picture of a horse moving and and my granddad owned that horse. Blah, 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 blah.
That's right.
Our family has always been in this while the other guy's back up. Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see Nope. Speaking of movies about alien invasions, that's what that shit looks like.
Mm. So, speaking of Independence Day.
Damn, how fitting. But yeah, 1878, Horse in Motion was the very first movie in general. And according to this website that I'm looking at, says, it very much depends on your definition of a movie, but Edward Muybridges, this dude's name is Edward, spelled Eadweard. What the fuck? Edward Muybridges' 24-frame study of a galloping horse is one of the earliest examples we have of motion photography and the beginnings of motion pictures.
Mm-hmm.
24 frames is like 1 second.
Less.
I thought it was 24 frames a second.
Thought it was like 30.
Either way.
Depends on, and nowadays it's 60.
60 frames for 1 second?
Well, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It also depends on what you're talking about. Like, a lot of video games run at 60 frames a second. I think a lot of HD is 60 frames.
Holy shit.
but I know when I edit, it's about 30.
Because I
When I
know
used to edit, at least.
when you do cartoon, like hand drawn cartoons and shit, to get 1 second, you have to draw 24 frames. You have to draw 24
It might
different
have been
pictures.
24 at one point. They keep upping the frames.
Touche.
Like they keep upping frames as years goes on.
Well,
There are people that are like, if my computer can't run the game at 120 frames per second, it's outdated. Nigga, you can't see more than 30 or more than 60. It doesn't matter. At that point, you're just running semantics. I hate that shit.
running what was I gonna say? Video games is different than movies and TV though. But no, I still get your point. I still get your point. But yo, all that being said, it's another fun little episode. And you know, you get two people who have acted, are actors, and you get them talking about movies in general. And we did kind of go off a little bit and need to rein it in. But all that being said, hopefully you all enjoyed this episode that we don't necessarily do, but another guided episode, as I like to call it from time to time. But that being said, if you still want to look at us and hear these sultry voices just in solo fashion, or at least our likeness and thereof, you can follow us on our respective socials. Yours truly, I am an MC. I get my rap on from time to time. If you want to check me out and see what I got to offer, any way you stream your music, you can go ahead and type in Superjaz, which would be spelled Superjaz. Go ahead and type that in anywhere you stream your music and look for the debut solo album I dropped last October called My Secret Identity. You may have to type in Superjaz, My Secret Identity, since I'm not so famous yet. Also, if you would like to follow me on Twitter, you can go ahead and look me up under the @Superjaz2. So that would be @Superjaz2. And of course, you can follow your boy on Instagram under under the handle Forever Superjaz. The word forever, of course, is spelled correctly. Where can they find you, sir?
Well, first of all, you can find me here every week, every Wednesday on the Whatever We Want podcast. As we mentioned earlier, you can also find me elsewhere on YouTube under feogrande. That is Feo Grande. I have many videos up there with myself and other friends as well, such as Jazz, such as my good friend Bill Smith with that This Guy Hasn't Seen thing. I believe yesterday's episode was The Highlander from '86. And that was a movie. You want to know what to think about it? Watch the damn video. No. You can also find me elsewhere on the internet on Twitter and Twitch at Giotavi. That is Giotavi. Come on in, stop on by. I think it's kind of funny that on Independence Day, we decide to stop the free-flowing aspect of this show to do a guy. We took away our show's independence.
I was gonna say what we took away
Independence Day.
Freedom, our independence. I didn't realize that because I was like my back was against the wall with the quote. I didn't realize I picked some shit that started off with USA. Holy shit, that was not on purpose.
That's why I was like, wait, were we actually on you, or did you just feel like chanting USA because of what day it was? That's that long-term storylining. That's a long-term planning by you.
That was so not on purpose. What was I gonna say real quick? So This Guy Hasn't Seen drops on your channel every Tuesday?
Yep.
I did not know that. I knew it dropped on the channel weekly. I didn't know what day. Okay.
Yep. Tuesdays is that. Wednesdays is this. I'm not sure if it's going to be every week because I received some complaints about the crunch time of the editing involved, but the Learn D Lore thing where I talk about the story of the series One Piece in, the fashion that I tell stories of things. Which some might say too much detail, some might say just the right amount. Depends on who you talk to. But that's generally dropping on Thursdays. Right now, I believe we have one coming out tomorrow. That's the third episode. And If it drops, it'll drop on a Thursday. I'm gonna try to get it to every week, but after my editor and I both got distracted by CEO a couple weeks ago and some other stuff. CEO was fun, by the way. It was like, okay, maybe every other week for now, till I get it back.
My bad. Okay. And like I alluded to or spoke about a little bit, a little earlier in the podcast that I forgot to say before we close out, dropped earlier this week, drops the first Sunday of every month. For those of y'all out there who are wrestling heads, such as me and my friend, you can go ahead and hear us talk about every first Sunday of the month, everything that happened in the past month in the world of professional wrestling, because we can't shut up about wrestling, so we decided to do a podcast where we just talk about wrestling. First Sunday of wrestling, first Sunday of every month. All right.
Cool.
Oh, I'm supposed to say some shit about what we're talking about next week. Holy shit.
I don't know. Are you? I mean, we're just gonna talk about whatever we want.
Yeah, good save. Be nice to yourself, everybody.
Adiosness.
Oh shit, I fucked up. That's funny.